Greetings, my comrades, and welcome back to Zanolith. So, I feel like enough time has passed to where I can do another analysis video on the Pokemon World Championship, or rather the Pokemon World Coronation series if you watch the dub. The PWC has been somewhat of a mess ever since it was introduced in episode 12 of Pokemon Journeys. I've already made a video discussing my problems with the PWC, and I highly encourage you guys to go check out that video before continuing on with this one, because this video is sort of a follow-up to that one, so the link will be in the description down below. Now today I wanted to do another analysis on the Pokemon World Championships, as we have gotten a couple of more battles that are really important to the story since I last covered this tournament. Ash is now in the Hyper class and is currently ranked 36th. A huge difference from the last time I covered the PWC, where I think he was somewhere in the 400s. Either way, I want to analyze the PWC again and ask this question. Has it improved? Has the PWC finally become something that is engaging, fun, and climactic? Well, stay tuned for my opinion on this. Anyway, my name is Zanolith, and enjoy the video. So today, we are going to be tackling 4 different battles. Ash vs. Rinto, Ash vs. Iris, Ash vs. Volkner, and finally, Ash vs. Bee Round 3. After that, I'll answer the question I asked in the beginning of the video. So let's go right into it and start off with Ash vs. Rinto. Rinto, in my opinion, was a really solid character and was one to finally push Farfetch's character after it was severely underused previously in the series. As for the battle itself, it's what you would expect from a Pokemon anime battle. I have to say, I really enjoyed this battle, and the evolution into Sirfetch'd was really cool. I like how Sirfetch'd finally got an arc, because it had a really great personality, and I loved its urge to battle. However, I can't really say much more about this battle, because that's pretty much it. It was Farfetch'd, or rather Sirfetch'd, versus Gallade, and it brought Sirfetch''s character full circle in a way. Personally, I think this battle happened way too early, as ever since this battle, Sirfetch'd has barely made any appearances in the anime. I also feel like Rinto and Gallade were super underused, and I think they could have worked really well as a rival for Ash throughout the entire series. Maybe they could have had a 3-on-3 or a 4-on-4 in the Hyper class as one of Ash's last battles of the Hyper class. And who knows, maybe Rinto and Gallade will make a reappearance later in Pokemon Journeys, but right now it's not looking likely. Once again, Journeys is wasting potential itself set up, but that's just some of my criticisms in my opinion. Overall, the battle was really solid, engaging, fun, and further developed the character of Sirfetch'd, which is always a plus. Everyone loves the duck. Now, as you guys know, I love Generation 5 of Pokemon. Although Best Wishes is not my favorite part of the anime, it's still a very enjoyable one. So when I learned that Iris was going to be returning to battle Ash in the PWC as the champion of Unova, let's just say I was super excited. Iris was a character who was severely underrated at this time, and a character I feel had a very interesting character arc as well. She was by far the highlight of this battle, and at this point in time was and still is arguably the best Journeys has ever handled a returning character. Her interactions with Ash, her personality, her ability to help Dragonite all show her growth as a character. And Axew finally becomes a Haxorus like he always wanted to, which puts a giant grin on my face. Iris evolved as a character, but that doesn't necessarily reflect her progression as a trainer. The battle between champions was definitely engaging and fun, but I think they definitely butchered Iris. I think also making her champion only for her to appear weaker than her last appearance was a pretty big disservice to her character. Even if they were to make her Opelucid City's gym leader, it still wouldn't have felt right. I mean, this blobfish-looking ass was able to wreck Iris's Dragonite, probably one of her strongest Pokemon. This man just ate him up and went BLAH! And BAM! Dragonite was done. Not to mention, Dragonite hasn't had nearly enough training as Iris's Haxorus, at least not on screen for the audience to see. So Dragonite beating Haxorus doesn't feel as rewarding as it could have been. Iris came back as a great progression of her character that was left off from Best Wishes. They made her the champion of Unova, and yet Ash was able to beat her quite easily. Wait, hold on. If Ash beats Iris, does that make him the champion of Unova? I guess that's another video for another time. So, does this battle affect the PWC in any way? Well, yeah, obviously Ash makes his way into the Hyper class, which in my opinion severely undermined the Great class as a whole. I mean, it just really wasn't all that engaging in my opinion and was rushed to no end. However, it seems that perhaps the writers just wanted to get through the Great class to get to the real cream of the crop, the Hyper class. Because I have to say, Ash vs. Volkner had finally reignited my hype for the PWC that had been missing since episode 25 of the series. So, Ash vs. Volkner. Where do I start? First of all, this episode wastes no time and gets straight into the action, which is very appreciated. Also, Ash brought back his frickin' Z-Ring! As a major fan of the Sun and Moon series, this was a great surprise, but more on that later. Volkner as a character didn't really need to be updated in terms of his overall character, as his arc came full circle in the Diamond and Pearl series. But I have to say, he is the exact opposite of Iris when it came to his battling skills. In this battle, Volkner isn't restricted to the rules of a gym leader, and in my opinion is even more of a threat than he was in his original match against Ash in Diamond and Pearl. Volkner definitely knows how to counter Ash's Pokemon, and his strategies are very well played and effectively executed. He's truly the first person in Pokemon Journeys I felt was a real threat to Ash, and that's really awesome seeing as Ash has kind of blazed his way through every other opponent with the exception of me. This leads into the battle itself, which in my opinion is the best battle of Pokemon Journeys. The Pokemon switching in and out, the strategies, and the overall animation was awesome and definitely a step up from a majority of the battles previously in Journeys. Except Gengar once again got the short end of the stick. I'm so sorry, my friend. You really don't deserve this. Looks like you were destined to have the same fate as Torterra. Anyways, this leads me to the end of the battle, with Ash once again using his signature move, 10 million volt Thunderbolt. Now, I know a lot of people have problems with this, calling it an anime protagonist ass pull, and saying Electivire's Moto Drive should have been able to fully counter it, but for me personally, I loved it. As a Sun and Moon fan, I'm certainly biased, but I feel this was a great way to end the first battle of the Hyper class, and it's not the first time the anime has broken game logic, so it's not something you can really hold against Journeys, rather the Pokemon anime as a whole. I have one last thing to say about this episode. We now learn that Cynthia is among the Masters 8, and the episode alludes to a battle between Ash and Cynthia we've been waiting for all this time, which is super promising. The episode concludes with a shot of Ash looking up at all the hurdles he has to overcome, alluding to some really awesome battles. This battle seems to be keeping the Hyper class of the PWC at a good pace, with Ash not advancing off screen and keeping his rank at a solid placement. This battle of course is what I feel Journeys needed, despite what some people think of it. And then of course, Journeys had to be Journeys and ruin everything. Now we reach the elephant in the room, Ash vs. V Round 3. Now, when talking about this battle, I have to be fair. There are some good things, and there are some really bad things. But let's get the negative out of the way first. Lucario had like 17 health bars in this battle. Lucario got demolished by every one of V's Pokemon, and yet was still able to beat all of them, even though it was a 3-on-3 Pokemon battle. That's another criticism I have of this battle. Pikachu and Sirfetch'd had no role at all. Sirfetch'd had that one cool moment but then lost to a Hawlucha again. Now, I'm not mad about it, but he didn't even get a single win, and then Pikachu didn't do a single freaking thing. Meanwhile, Lucario gets abused so much, and honestly, he should have been on his way to the ER. Yet he could take out Bradbuck with one hit? You're not Saitama! Stop acting like it! It also doesn't help that Lucario has been gone for like the past 20 or so episodes. So even though this is supposed to be one of its big battles, I feel nothing. Honestly, if Lucario lost before it can Mega Evolve, I wouldn't have cared because I don't care about Lucario. I have no attachment to this Pokemon whatsoever because I haven't seen enough of it. Now, I have to be fair, the finale was pretty great. It was super cool to see Ash finally use Mega Evolution after all this time, and the final clash was very visually pleasing, along with the entire G-Max Machamp vs Mega Lucario segment. Overall, the battle had the cool factor, but nothing supported the narrative. At least in X and Y, the battles looked cool and the narrative had relevance. Same with every other season of the anime, if I'm being honest. It's been made apparent multiple times that Journeys would rather have a cool battle than a story-heavy battle, which really hurts it as a series because you're going to need a proper balance of both to make the series really have a lasting impact on the audience. Now, answer me this question. Name one battle from Journeys that you can say honestly left a lasting impact on you. probably only Visquez, which was the very beginning of the series. It's just frustrating, and Journeys, whenever I think it's gonna go good, it goes bad. It's just frustrating, guys. It's honestly just really frustrating. So, after looking at all these battles, has the Pokemon World Championship, or rather Pokemon World Coronation series, improved? Honestly, not really. The PWC until the Volkner battle was still plagued with off-screen time jumps, somewhat butchering characters, and flat out ignoring some of Ash's Pokemon. However, the Volkner battle had given me hope for the Hyper and Master class, but the B battle made me even more worried than I was before. But I'm still holding out some hope that the PWC can have at least a few battles that really leave us fans with an everlasting impact. Anyways, that's just my interpretation. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I have a few more videos planned for the year, so please stay tuned to all those as well. With that being said, this video is a wrap. So if you guys enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on all notifications to never miss an upload, and share these videos with friends so they can come here and join me for my journey. My name is Zanolith, and I'll catch you guys next time.